Welcome ladies and gentlemen. My name is dr.J and this is the 5th episode of my series How to Complete Hollow Knight. Last time we entered the City of Tears, got our nail sharpened, found what all those items we keep stumbling upon are used for, and managed to save quite a few of those grubs. Now let's see what else we can do in the Forgotten Crossroads before going back to the City of Tears. We are entering the arena of the next boss, the Brooding Molech. He has two types of ranged attacks, both of which are spewing corrosive liquid. One is continuously spewing single blobs and the other is a multitude of blobs shot at the same time. Neither of them is too difficult to dodge. He can also occasionally jump. The main thing you have to keep in mind is that if you're close enough to hit him with your nail, he'll start slashing at you with his claw. So the strategy here is to stand next to him and keep attacking him while watching out for when he'll slash. It's a pretty obvious visual cue. Overall, not a difficult fight at all. Your reward for defeating him is another mask shard. Next we will go grab another mask shard, this time from a challenge room. Right above is the mask shard. The challenge here is to avoid the golems, which is not terribly difficult and there is not really a chance you can fail the challenge. And with this, we've got our first mask upgrade. Let's continue now towards the stack station where we'll meet Tisu again. The onsen in the Forgotten Crossroads really sells the idea that many a traveler used to come through here and this place was used as a spot to rest their weary feet. Or appendages of different kinds. Still full of himself. We'll be taking the stack to the city storeroom station. Once there, it's time to go to the Soul Sanctum. The Soul Sanctum was the research institution of the Hallownest kingdom. Once the infection hit, its master was trying to find a different solution to what the Pale King believed was the kingdom's best chance for survival. Unfortunately, this included countless bugs being drained from their soul by the soul totems that the scholars of the Soul Sanctum have appropriated. And alas, in the end, their efforts and the sacrifices were for naught, as the infection simply could not be stopped by mastering the soul energy. The Soul Twister mini-boss is very annoying because of his constant teleportation. Otherwise, his only attack is a homing orb, which, while pretty fast, is not particularly difficult to avoid. After defeating him, continue upstairs and to the left to open the shortcut to the bench. Now let's continue our climb. And as with every other area, Team Cherry have really nailed the aesthetics. This obviously looks like a research institution, all those shelves filled with books, the various incomprehensible devices scattered around. It just really pulls you into this game. These blobs are called mistakes, and they can spawn from the floor and ambush you if you're not careful. Otherwise, they're quite weak. Now that we've opened the door upstairs, we can go back to the elevator. The Soul Warrior, though nominally tougher than the Soul Twister, is actually, in my opinion, the easier to defeat, as his attack pattern is very predictable. And we keep going up. And because one Soul Twister wasn't annoying enough, we now have two to contend with. And another one. I am so done with those guys. Try not to miss the hidden room in the attic, because it contains the Spell Twister charm, a must for any spell build you may want to use. It reduces the soul cost of all spells, great in a combo with the Shaman Stone, the Soul Catcher and or the Soul Eater. The flying blobs are called Folly and are the aerial counterpart of the Mistake. After collecting the charm, it's time to go meet the next boss. The Soul Master's attacks are very similar to the ones used by both the Soul Twister and the Soul Warrior. The only new attack is where he summons several orbs that circle around him and he starts hovering from one side of the arena to the other. It's quite easy to dodge and allows you to get a few hits while he's doing it. The strategy is the same as the one used in both the Soul Twister and Warrior fights, depending on the attacks he uses. Simply dodge him and continue hitting him until he dies. After his fake death, he'll revive and smash the glass floor and drop you on the floor below. Then the second phase will start and he'll make several consecutive smashes, this time without a shockwave. Hit him a few more times and this time he's done for good. You can see in the background the grisly remains of the Soul Master's experiments on soul energy. All of those bugs were sacrificed because of his deluded ambition to obtain pure focus and become immortal. The Desolate Dive spell can be used in both offensive capacity as well as to open new areas. The places where this can be used are usually marked by an unstable and crumbling floor. We're almost done with the Soul Sanctum. On the way out we just need to collect a geo chest and the next drop. In this occasion, the place where you can perform the Desolate Dive is marked by a cracked glass floor. Grab another Hallownest seal. If you thought you've already seen a lot of corpses of bugs drained by the scours of the Soul Sanctum, think again. At this point I'm not sure if more bugs haven't been killed by their own than those that succumbed to the infection. After finishing the blobs, circle back to free the grub. And by collecting grub number 11, we are done with the Soul Sanctum for now. Let's head back to the stack station and Dirtmouth. And again, I sorely miss some kind of teleportation device that would save me from having this long trek all the way back to the station. Though to be fair, I could have just saved and quit, and that would have sent me to the last bench I've sit on. Finally outside. It's time to head for the city storeroom stack station and then back to Dirtmouth. The reason we need to get back to Dirtmouth is so we can buy the Womb of Fire lantern. Strictly speaking, it's not necessary in order to progress, but there are some areas which are pitch black and you really need to have memorized them perfectly if you hope to have any chance in navigating them. Time to head back to the Forgotten Crossroads and after that to visit Salubra. Salubra has several charms you can buy from her, but it's better to wait until your wallet's fat with Geo. Right now the only thing that makes sense to buy is the cheapest charm notch. Now let's equip the group song and soul catcher charms and let's go check up on Maiwa. I'm kinda worried about her. Hey guys! With the new spell we've collected, a new path has opened for us. It's time to go back to check up on Maiwa and see what the Crystal Peak is all about. As always, if you've enjoyed it, please press the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. This will really help me to provide better content for you guys. Hope to see you again next time, and until then, have a good one.